The records are now open. Come on in. Receive some divine guidance, some healing. Setting some sacred space for us to work in today. Ooh. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Come in with your open mind and your open heart, because we are going to dive into the Akashic Records today. Please say hello once you get here. Ooh, and Miss Kinzel has already shared out. Thank you for sharing. Please share, share, share. Say hello. Or from, I'm going to do a little bit of sharing myself. I'm going to start my damn self a watch party. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but the last time I did it for Vivian's show on Sunday, a bunch of people came. So I'm like, all right, let's have a watch party. You guys want to have a watch party? Will you have a watch party for me? Like I said, not exactly sure what that means. Oh, maybe I have to, why can't I start my own watch party? Maybe I have to share to my page first, and then I have to watch my party. Welcome to my own party. Welcome to your party today, everybody. My name is Emily Harrison. If this is the first time you are here, dude, I love first timers, by the way. If you are a first timer, please let me know, but let me know you're here anyway. Say hello. So many faces that come every single week. So say hi to me. I want to say hi to you back. Let's see. Okay, there I am popping up. Can I start my own watch party? Party today, everybody. Ooh. My name is Emily Harrison. Yes, I can. I just did it. All right. I started my own watch party. What do you think about that? And for those of you guys who started watch parties for this show today as well, thank you very much for allowing that to be a way that you're just participating, sharing the knowledge, sharing the love, sharing the light on the planet. I'm Emily Harrison, the founder and director here inside the Akashic Academy. And it's really exciting because when I first started this, the only damn people who knew I was the founder and director of the Akashic Academy were my friends, my family, the people who followed me, the people who all of a sudden were like, hey, wait a second, when did she get that name, founder and director of the Akashic Academy? And I actually had somebody ask me the other day, oh, wait a second, don't you run the Academy? And I was like, damn, we crossed over a threshold here. It was really, really exciting. So if you are a first timer, man, welcome into this space. There are so many more and more first timers, more and more people awakening to what's going on a cosmic scale. As a collective, we are moving through an aspect of our solar system that is causing a spiritual renaissance, an uprising of multidimensional information, and more than just multidimensional information, because truthfully, the information has been available, but the understanding, the ability to access the information and understand it and apply it to our lives is becoming much more visceral, much more real. Many more people are having experiences with the energies that they cannot see, that they cannot explain. Many people are receiving intuitive divine healings, understanding, shifts in their life like never before. And this is due to where, like I said, how we're moving through our solar system. We are being bombarded by photons of light, and light carries information. And information, that light, it's woken up within our waked up. It's waked up, people. Time to wake up, damn it. It's waking up the innate knowledge within our DNA. Your DNA is masterful, people. Oh, it's got time locks on it that allow you to access different knowing, advanced knowing about yourself, about civilization, about being able to connect and know the truth when people are telling you the truth, our intuitive skills. This is coming, what we say, coming online right now. I personally use the Akashic Records to direct my awareness and understanding. The records, if you're new, are the realm of space-time, the realm of consciousness, where all information is stored. It's a giant library, a giant matrix of information, data only. It's not interjected with all our thoughts and our feelings about how we thought things went. Nope. just a record. Now, when you get to neutrality like that, what's amazing is the vibration of unconditional love and zero judgment that exists when there is no bias. And when we learn how to read and understand all of the mysteries, all of the pieces of the puzzle from that perspective through the Akashic Records, things begin to transform even more dynamically in your life. You then have a tool to communicate beyond yourself. Most people's experience of communicating beyond ourselves is praying. Okay, that's it. Regardless of what religion you grew up in, that's a general access point that most people are aware of in this present day society. And there are lots of different ways that we can go about praying. Usually when we're praying, we have to be reminded that we got to listen as well as ask for things. But it's this idea of using communication beyond the realm that two physical human beings use communication. And when we do that, we open up ourselves to getting a lot more knowledge, a lot more information. Thank you, Cindy. You guys want to know? Okay, let me tell you one more cool little story, and then I will have you guys start typing in. Actually, you can start typing in your questions now, because sometimes it takes you a while to type in your questions, and I'm waiting for them. But I am going to tell you a cool story about something that happened to me personally recently, 2 days ago, using the Akashic Records. Now, I do a little bit of name dropping. Before I made the transformation and shift from my 3D life to 5D, I was an actress in Hollywood for 20 years. I'm not talking about Hollywood name dropping, by the way, but I do sometimes tell fun, good Hollywood stories. I'm talking about like serious metaphysical name dropping. And I'm not talking about Jesus and Gandhi and Archangel Michael, although sort of similar. I'm talking about Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, Nikola Tesla. These are three individuals who are noted for accessing the Akashic Records to understand our universe more dynamically. And when you begin to understand the universe more dynamically and new ideas, wavelengths, inspirational thoughts that you followed begin to open up, you discover some crazy stuff that you can bring into the civilization here, some crazy cool technologies. Now, these were scientists who were bringing in physics, right? Computerics. What do you call computers? I don't know. Steve Jobs is who I'm talking about. All right. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, they were more our scientists, physics. Steve Jobs bringing in these beautiful technical advancements and understandings about how our world works. What I tell people about the Akashic Records is the reason it's so important for you to learn to access it is because every person can get advanced knowledge like this, but we're not all going to get crazy mathematical understanding how gravity works in the universe. You are going to get knowledge based in your area of expertise, meaning who you are as an expert, as a human, how you're showing up. What are your passions? What are your goals? What are your inspirations? What are your curiosities? What drives you? That's the path that when each of us learn how to reach this higher level of insight, we're going to uncover some really crazy cool things. Generally, my area of expertise within the records is noticing people's patterns, bringing in new healing technologies, ways to heal, ways to understand how our past experience is playing a part in our life, how we can shift and create new things, how you can heal your body physically and emotionally. I'm a big creator too. I like to walk people through the process of just creating completely new lives. The Akashic Record actually has past, present, and future, all future possibilities. So that future life that you want to create, it can be extracted and strengthened or rewritten, however, whatever vocabulary you want to use. It's accessible through your Akashic Records, and this is another way that I use the records working with people. I don't tend to get advanced mathematical formulas, but I did get my first math formula the other day. I'll be darned. I needed a math formula to describe and explain a point that I was sharing with light workers who want to create their own online courses. And I knew that I needed the math formula, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go for a walk. Just go for a walk. And by the time I came back from my walk, I saw in my mind the formula that I needed. Now, granted, this is not an E equals MC squared formula. I just needed a formula that helped me describe, illustrate, visualize mathematically what I was talking about. And then I did it. And then I realized probably it was a good 12, 14 hours later after I completed the project that I realized, well, I'll be darned. I always talk about, I don't get mathematical formulas like Albert Einstein and Steve Jobs and Nikola Tesla, but I did the other day. I got it in my way. It was a very simple Emily way, but I got it in my way. All right, so here's how we rock and roll here, guys. Like I said, the Akashic Records hold every aspect of your past, your present, all possible futures. I'm going to ask Spirit to direct my attention to a question. I'm going to answer the question of that particular person. If the message resonates and I'm not talking to you, the message is still for you. If you feel that resonation within your being, you feel the light up, you feel the expansion, this message is being invited to be received by you to whatever level that you can receive it in this moment. Also with the understanding that this knowledge, it's seed knowledge, just continues to unfold. The more you create space to say, oh yeah, Emily brought my attention to this, even if it wasn't your question, this is seed knowledge. This is designed to continue to dynamically unfold for you. I want you to know that. I also want everybody to know that everybody can receive the healing transmission that we do. Okay? Todd Bryson in the house. Welcome, Todd. Ooh, and Amanda Walker, first timer, needing complete guidance for what I'm supposed to do specifically. Okay, awesome. Here's the thing about what to do specifically. All right, and this is, why isn't it letting me scroll back? I think it was Wendy who said you're a first timer. Oh, Jen's a first timer too. Jen, ask a specific reading. I'm loving all my first timers here today. Okay, if you want to know what specifically to do in your life, how many of you guys actually resonate with that? You're like, I want to know specifically, what is it? How many resonate with that? Most people really are excited about figuring out what is the thing that I am here to do? What direction do I need to go in? I need guidance, I need purpose. Here's the thing. Free will is one of the prime directives of this planetary existence matrix that we're experiencing right now. Prime directive means you can't break it. Free will means it has to be your choice. So this really requires you to know yourself and to choose that. And if we don't know ourselves well enough to say, oh my God, I'm so passionate about this, I just want to spend all of my time doing it, that's evidence that we have veiled and suppressed who we really are, and we need to do some inner child exploration. Not just who you were as a child, but one, getting to know the inner child, reintegrating the inner child, and then allowing the inner child to be expressed through you right now. So anytime you are looking for specificity on what direction to go in your life, this is all about your passion, your curiosity, your creativity. That is where you as an individual light up the most. I want you to see yourself as like an electrical bit of consciousness moving through this planet. And let's say that you are a nature person. I want you to watch what happens right now. Send your consciousness through the planet. You're a nature person. Watch what happens when you get to the jungle. You see that consciousness light up? Okay? The areas where you experience that lighting up, that natural expansion within yourself, that's what you're meant to follow. And so many of us have woven ourselves into corners that are ridiculously hard, or seem ridiculously hard to get out of. If you are one of those people and you are done in the 3D and you are ready to dive in and explore this, and you feel perhaps very lost in figuring it out, those of you who are seriously done, I want you to send me a message after this, because it can very easily be untangled. I shouldn't say easily, I should say simply, or however you want to separate those two. It's not hard to do, but it's going to require a measure of growth that pushes you out of your comfort zone and brings up your resistance, which isn't always easy to surpass. But I can walk you out of that very easily. I've done it for myself. I've done it for countless of other people. But it requires, like, you got to be damn serious. If you're damn serious, then you can please feel free to send me a message, and let's set up a time. I'll set up a free chat with you and explain to you what this process looks like of the complete untanglement. The self-excavation and realization of who you are at the soul level, it's available many ways for many people. The Akashic Records shortens the amount of time that you figure out and solve all of it. Otherwise, you're going through your karmic lessons, your stories, your experience of life, sometimes for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. But the Akashic Records can solve that for you. One of the brilliant reasons why it's such a powerful tool, because it's like a cosmic guidebook that allows for quantum jumps in your growth because of the level of understanding and open to new healing possibilities that it provides. One of the reasons that a lot of people haven't found that yet, what it is they want to do is, truthfully, like, I'm calling people out for being ready. I'm like, you got to be damn ready if you want to come on over and talk to me. But a lot of people aren't really ready. We think that we're ready, but we're not really ready, because when you're really ready, your life is going to start breaking down. And the people, seriously, the people who are really, really ready and have tipped over that edge, your lives are already breaking down. And you're like, Emily, I don't know what to do. It's breaking down. I need help reconstructing it. But if you're right there and you want to bust through to that stage, because that's what's going to happen before you reemerge in the 5D, there's going to be deconstruction. That's why I say simple but not easy, but whatever I said. But separating the idea that I know the steps to get you there, but it still requires you to be willing to grow and to be in an uncomfortable state at certain points of time, and to be in an exhilarated, excited state at many points in time. All right, so anybody who would like energy in, let's see what they specifically want to bring in, because I want to direct this right towards you. Inner child energy. Anybody who wants to get reacquainted with that inner child. The inner child is what will also open up your courage to explore your imagination. A lot of people have been hindered in for whatever reason, that our imagination gets shut down because of a difficult experience in childhood. So that's really what they want to go back and heal. They want to heal that part of the child that got the imagination hushed, or maybe you shared something imaginative and someone's response embarrassed you, made you feel like your creativity was silly or stupid. Anybody who wants to receive healing for their inner child in order to expand their imagination, and this is going to have tons of applications for you guys. Type yes to receive that energy. Thank you. And for those of you who want to receive an extra dose of that energy, share one more time. What you give, you receive. Okay? All right, let's rock and roll. Oh, so many first timers here. Right on, right on. Linda Barnes, first time watching, loads of love to being our true selves. I am blessed to finally truly accept myself. Linda, thank you for being here. Thank you for holding that space. I know many of us are on different, like I described, the different levels of our growth. We're at different places with our self-acceptance. This is coming in huge right now in terms of membership inside the Akashic Academy, because we are teaching about love, sex, and relationship. These topics all month long inside our intuitive development and our mindful living workshops. And in terms of self-acceptance, big energies are being moved and shifted. The things that we've tried to do with reconciling our story in our mind, we're very cognitive beings. Our mind gets entangled in a whole lot of what we do. We're trying to negotiate with our story. We're doing a lot of work. We're getting a lot of insight about them, approaching them from that way. But inside the Academy, we're approaching this energy with breath. We're approaching this energy with meditation. We're approaching this energy in so many more ways to understand ourselves, not just from the mind. Okay. Diving in. Ooh, Agat says, oh yes, all at once breaking down. Remember, there's a reemergence. In order for the butterfly to go through the metamorphosis, thank you. When the butterfly is inside of the cocoon, the butterfly becomes like basically a mush pile of liquidy DNA essence coming out. So that process does tend to happen. Okay. Mark Lando says, I'm new to the site. Kimberly, I love what you wrote and would love to speak to you more in love and light. Good job, Kimberly. I don't know exactly what you said, but you supported somebody. Speaking of, by the way, Nancy Louise, I'm sure she's out here watching, or if she didn't, she ran to feed a kitty or pet a kitty or something. Nancy Louise is one of my students who, again, I'm so proud of the way that you're showing up and helping people right now, stepping into your multidimensional skills and sharing knowledge, and you talking about butterfly. Oh yeah, there's my Nancy. I'm seriously proud of you, Nancy. And I was running this morning and I didn't have time to record that voice message for you, but here you got it publicly and I love you. Okay. Yes, indeed. I'm going to go back to more questions now, guys. My phone is my computer is only letting me scroll to a certain framework of questions here. So please type in more questions because a lot of the stuff that I see is yes, 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 yes. Celine, soul purpose, awesome. That's what we talked about before in terms of knowing direction. Soul purpose is to be happy and to learn to sustain present moment awareness in every moment, because within that ability, there is instant manifestation that is harnessed. There is expansion through our soul mission work. What is your soul mission? Well, once you become realized as a soul, like I talked about before, you realize who you are and what you love and what drives you. You realize that the mission work that you're here to do to serve the planet has to do with you creating the maximum space for your own freedom, your own exploration, your own connection, your own communication, the highest advancement and unfolding of you, which you then give back to the collective, whether you teach, whether you travel, whether you share that, like however you do that. There are lots of different ways, whether you create products or whatever it is. But it has to follow your curiosity and passion. Okay. Again, these are good ones. And this is really, really being unlocked for us in a more dynamic way. Anybody who, again, wants to embrace their curiosity. Ooh, this is one. Okay, so they're tying it back to what we talked about that inner child who got the imagination smushed. That is the starting point of the downfall of being able to know yourself, know your passion, know your curiosity. Because what you got told or what you received in that moment was, ooh, who I am at this most pure essence isn't accepted or good enough. So there are walls that go up around our curiosity and our creativity. So now recognizing that connection. Anybody who would like, let's see how they want to bring that in. Extra support in allowing childhood activities to connect and unfold unseen understandings about yourself. So basically, that's a sort of channel message there. That's the way that they were describing it. Basically, anybody who wants to color or spirograph or finger paint or whatever it is that you want to do over this next week with the intention of unlocking your childhood imagination, creativity, and safety. You got to bring a safe place for that aspect of yourself to unfold. If you would like support in doing that, say yes to receive this. And I just want you to breathe it into your heart. By saying yes to this, when I talk about receiving support, by saying yes to this, what you're doing is you are agreeing to the unveiling of new understanding that you previously, it was not in your perception. That's how the records support us. That's how our masters, teachers, loved ones, and guides support us. They help create the space. And what happens is when these new ideas, these things come up for us, it's important that we learn to remain neutral. I've had a lot of new ideas coming in recently, just like honestly an unprecedented amount of messages for me coming in. So I totally forgot why I was going to tell you this in this moment. I'll remember here in a second. Hang on. Nope, I have no idea why I was telling you guys. I wasn't just bragging about how many damn messages I was getting. There was a point to that when I remember. I'll bring it back together. Oh, this is how the Akashic Records helps in terms of bringing in the messages and awareness so that we can see ourselves more clearly and see how we're participating in life more clearly. It requires a big amount of setting aside self-judgment and being willing to accept responsibility to hear these messages really, really clearly. Because they're not going to tell you the secrets to why Aunt Mary's marriage is so bad. Fuck no. They don't address other people. Maybe from a sense of compassion. They might alert you to a piece of the other person's story that brings in more compassion for you. But the records address you in the records. So it's really important that you set aside enough self-judgment that you don't get that you don't allow yourself to get flared up at yourself. Okay? So just recognizing that the coloring, the childlike activities that we're going to do, if you receive this, if you say yes to this, it's going to open up the space for the guides to communicate more clearly with you and allow you to have a level of understanding and a level of openness. And there's going to be a familiarity to it. Spirit's really bringing my awareness right now that there's going to be a familiarity to this energy. And they really want to bring your awareness, everybody's awareness who's receiving this, bringing the awareness to noticing the familiarity, because these are the essences of you knowing the true aspects, the true energy, knowing the subtle vibration of who you are on that level is very, very important. And that familiarity you feel while cultivating this is the real you. Good job. Dang, I really wanted to get back because it was good there for a second. And it made made a lot of sense in my mind. I was like, oh, tell them that, and then it was gone. Sorry about that. That happens sometimes too when there's a lot of messages coming in, is that I can't take it all. And it short circuits. All right. I'm gonna scroll through. Let's see if we can get one more in here. Okay, Victoria Dela Cruz, please, may I please have help with the negativity around me? Yes. In intuitive development today, which I finished right before I wrapped up here. And by the way, I mentioned this before, it's Love, Sex, Relationship Month, which is opening up very, very big stuff for everybody, which is another reason why it's damn hard to concentrate on this show after I hang out with all these members who are opening, expanding, and having all this knowledge and insight. Today in intuitive development, I'll give you guys a little tidbit, and if you're not members yet, you sign up in membership because all of these workshops are available. Within the space of the records, we commanded, rewrote, said this is how it is now, that the sovereignty of the sexual experiences that we were going to have and the growth that we were going to have was going to be of our choosing. No longer subject to the suppression or the manipulation of how the sexual energy has been experienced by most of us in the 3D. It's a very, very manipulatable energy. We set a ceremony to stand in sovereignty of how we continue to open and explore that energy. It's the same with negative energy. The very basic essence, bottom line is, whatever is emanating from you, if you didn't have some negativity in your consciousness that needed to be neutralized, a karmic lesson that needed to be neutralized, you wouldn't be procuring, that's not the right word, you wouldn't be creating and experiencing a situation where that negativity was reflected back to you. So if you are experiencing it, the biggest thing that you can do is be like, all right, own it. All right, what am I doing that is contributing to this negativity? Many times, most of us work just on default negative mode. I'll give you guys some quick statistics, and then we'll, oh, this will be a good one. Okay, quick statistics for the brain. This is going to show you guys, and we're going to do some energy shifting to shift off of that negative onto positive. The average human being has between 12 and 60,000 thoughts per day. 12 to 60, it's a big range. Of those 12 to 60,000 thoughts a day, 95% of them are negative. I can't remember the exact statistics. 90% of them are subconscious. You don't even know that you're thinking them. 80% of them are the same thoughts you had yesterday. We're in this loop where this is how our brains work. So when our brains are what's functioning and handling how we're moving throughout our life, this is how you're going to experience life. That's why it's so important to activate the heart, to drop the consciousness from the mind into the heart. The heart has neurons, not just as many neurons. I think it has more, actually, to process life is going on around us. You don't have to process through the mind, through these bad default social paradigms, consciousnesses, memories, all of the stuff in our mind. The mind needs to be rewired. Okay, the mind, just like sex energy, the mind is very manipulative as well. So if you are experiencing negativity, it's because it's likely because your mind is running it and it's playing out energy that's creating a storyline for you to see. How am I showing up and doing this? It can be as easy as being like, oh, that's just how my mind works. I just threw down some statistics that are like, whoa, well, I see why. All right. So in wrapping up, because I'm already over, anybody who wants to receive the ability to direct their energy through their mind, creating new neural pathways of positivity, this is a big topic, but if you want to start receiving that seed knowledge, that, like I said, seed knowledge, this continues to grow and expand every time you think about it, every time this moment returns to you, you're like, oh yeah, she said I can create new pathways. Breathe into that, see light. The more you nourish this energy, the more you create space for us, the bigger your seed is going to grow. Anybody who wants to receive that, the innate knowledge and knowing on how to reprogram and rewire your own brain, say yes to that right now. That's a powerful one. All of this knowledge exists innately within each one of you. And I'm so excited to share this time with you guys. As you can see, the Akashic Records, it is really, really fun. Not only can it provide perverse healing for you, personal healing, can it create and help you tap into new timelines in your life? Can it help you open new skills and abilities? I'm preparing it to use in a session, a 6-week session, where I walk lightworkers through the process of creating their own online courses under the space of their Akashic Records. Those of you guys who are lightworkers, coaches, and healers, I promise you, your course is not just about the knowledge that you know. It's about a unique way that you marry your own experience through the knowledge that you know. If you're interested in diving in, I've got a lot of good prep information for you guys if you want to know more about creating your own classes. I have a template that's going to break down for you exactly what it's worth to you to create your own class. And I also have a free training that's going to give you an idea if you are ready for this kind of robust expansion. So please, if you guys are interested in more of that, there's lots of information posted in the group, in the page here, but reach out to me privately. That's the best way to get me. Send me a private message. Love you all. Namaste. Go check out Robin.